Welcome back in, Coach's Corner East at Galleon High School tonight, the final show at Galleon for this school sports year. And we're coming up on our final segment with the track team. Show's brought to you in part by Terry Gribble and Associates at your Galleon Community Center YMCA, Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service, 222 West Mary Street, Bucyrus, Rod Steiger and Associates at the Pizza Hut, Galleon and Bucyrus, host of our show since 1992, and Luann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing and Signs, the official phone board t-shirt provider, Route 309 across from the Marion Depot. New girls and boys track coach here at Galleon High School. It's Ryan Scribner, not a stranger to the halls here, as you have been a football coach on Matt Dick's staff, and Coach Kirk was here last year, and an opportunity came open. Were you coaching track last year or in the past?
Yeah, this will be my 8th season coaching track. Last 2 years I've been here in Galleon, and I started out in 2015 at Crestline.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, my 8th season and my first season as a head coach.
What was the interest that you said when they
We had similar conversations, and I've been a throwing coach the last 8 years, and kind of had a talk about if I was going to do it or not. I mean, I got some throwers that are going to be pretty competitive this year. We got a chance to go into state, and that was kind of hard to let go at first. But I wanted to step up and do what was best for the team, so I went and got the best staff I could, and we're ready to roll.
Talk about who's going to be on your staff this year.
We got Matt Tyrell, Coach Tyrell. He's going to be our sprints coach. Coach Tate's back at the staff. She'll be doing hurdles and high jump. Cindy Connor.
Good.
She's going to be the distance coach. It makes sense to have the cross country coach on your staff.
Yeah.
So and then Roger Chambers and Logan Perello, they're going to be helping out with throwers.
Logan. Yeah, absolutely.
So and then Logan's also going to help out with pole vault too, and we have volunteer coach Hunter Hickman. He's going to help with long jump and hurdles as well.
Okay, great.
I'm sticking my foot in the pole vault and just kind of all over the place and just taking on these new responsibilities.
Yeah, for sure. Where you kind of focused in on one area in years past, now you got to kind of run the whole show, and that can be kind of mayhem, I would think, on a meet day where you got to make sure everybody's ready, prepped, where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and I got a little practice with this indoor season. We had 25 kids sign up for indoor. I'm going to say 19 of them ended up competing. So
good.
We went to Capital University, Findlay University, Tiffin University, and like I said, I got a little taste of it running all around. And I actually told one of my assistant coaches, I said, I'm going to burn a lot of calories this year. So I said, I'm not going to complain about that, though.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about last year, even though you weren't the head coach, kind of how the boys finished and the girls finished, and how pleased you were with those results.
When we break it down, when I look at the track season, obviously, our first goal is county meet. Our boys finished second, and I believe our girls, you guys were third or fourth?
We were second.
We're second? They were second as well. League meet, that's a tough league with MYC, with any sport. When you look at football, wrestling, softball, anybody.
Right.
It's a tough league. So I believe we were in the top 4 for the boys, and we might have been a little lower for the girls. And then obviously that's our second goal as a team. We want to win the league meet as boys and girls, and then our last goal as a team is we want to get as many kids to Jesse Owens at the end of the season. So that's kind of how we broke up the season. I look at that first part of the season as team. And once we get to districts and regional, that's when we start looking more individual.
Sure. Talk about kind of your early estimate, because I know, coaching just started February 22nd, around that area. Numbers 9 through 12 on both boys and girls teams.
Boys-wise, I believe we still got a couple kids that are wrestling right now, so we're sitting around the 48 range, and then the girls were in the mid-30s.
Okay.
So, like I said, first year getting taken over, a new philosophy of things, hoping the kids are still out there recruiting their friends to come on out and try track out. So
yeah.
Hopefully those numbers come up in the next week or so.
Yeah, very good. What would you see on both the guys and the gals' strengths? Will it be throwing? Will it be distance? Will it be sprints, relays? What do you see kind of the strengths of both programs right now?
We got a lot of speed on the boys' side. Freshman Jacob Chambers just tied our indoor 60-meter record.
Wow.
He went 19:10 in long jump this year. He's definitely going to be one of those guys that help out the relays. Jack Hart, Gabe Ivey, Logan Shifley, those two are on regional 4x1 teams last year. So we got those guys back, and we're expecting big things from these guys. Lincoln Tyrell was a state indoor qualifier in the hurdles. So expecting big things from him. Some of our throwers, we're a little young, but, we're working on our form, getting better, getting some farther throws than we did last year. Girls side, we got Reagan Campbell, state qualifier in cross country. We're looking for big things from her. Nora Harding as well. Throwers, Miranda Stone, she's back this year. Expecting big things from her, both shot and disc. Kaden Mendiola, high jumper, looking for big things. Our distance kids, Holden, looking for some good things from him. Like I said, we got a good group of kids, and like I said, it's team. And I got a group of kids that will do an event if we need to score points somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So, a great group of kids for that, and that's what we're looking at.
Apologize there, got a little bit of a frog in my throat. Let's take a break and we'll talk to the young people around the table here. We're brought to you in part by Don Barr & Associates at Galleon Building and Loan Bank, Matt Studer at Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Kia, 1 mile east of the Richland Mall, and Mark Osborne & Associates at E-Crane International, serving worldwide markets from the Galleon Industrial Park. Holden Gabriel's a senior. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you. And you're a distance guy, huh?
Yeah, I do cross country and track, and I know a lot of people when they ask me about cross country and track, and I tell them that I do distance, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I would die." Mm-hmm. And honestly, when I started out 6 years prior, you kind of do die. It does feel really awful. I remember I was in middle school, and I was used to doing 3-mile runs. And then one of my grandpa's friends, they're all runners, they're former cross-country and track runners, took me on my first 5-mile run when I was in 8th grade. It was in the freezing cold too. I thought I was gonna die. I really did. And I'm just really excited for my senior year of track. So far, we're not even 2 weeks in. It's been so much fun.
Good.
It has been so much fun getting with my coaches and my teammates, talking about our goals and the things we want to accomplish. It's pretty bittersweet too, because that and knowing that this will be my last season as a high school runner. Of course, I'm actually planning on assistant coaching for cross country and track after this. But I think where it hit me was my last indoor meet, my third and last indoor meet of this season. I ran 2 events. I ran the 800, 1600, and after that, they said, "All right, it's time to go." And then I thought about this is my last indoor meet. I'm like, wow, I didn't think about that. I'm no longer going to be running on an indoor track anymore.
Yeah, it's the finality.
It was always so much fun too. I remember back in my freshman year doing the indoor track meets and with some of my bestest friends in the whole wide world, and it was a lot of fun. And there was so much potential and strength in this team already. I remember people talking about how this team is going to be smaller than the prior years. It is. It's a little smaller, but there is a lot of strength. There's a lot of talent, and there's a lot of potential that I want to see all to grow.
Yeah, you got me sold already. And, I'm certainly not a runner. That's pretty obvious. But what is your strongest race that you'll run this spring, you think?
I'd say as of now, the 1600. I'm also going to be running the 800 too, which I ran before. And this year, I am planning on running the 3200 too, which I've never done before. And it's kind of to make up for a mistake I made back in my sophomore year. I remember in my sophomore year, my coach at the time, Mr. Kirk, he asked me if I wanted to do the 3200, and I said no out of fear that I wasn't going to do that well, and I kind of regret that, and I kind of just want to redeem myself this year.
I give you a ton of credit for stepping outside the comfort zone, saying, give it to me, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, enjoy your senior year. Thanks
Thank
so
you very much.
You're speaking confidence, and I love that. And you're owning it already as a senior, and that's a really, really good thing. Good for you.
Thank you.
Timothy Smotzer is a junior, and what will you be participating in primarily this year?
Middle distance. I run the 4 and the 8.
4 and the 8. Okay. What would be an ideal time for you at the 4?
Right now, I'm starting to look more towards 53.
Okay. All right. And the 800 would be?
Closer to 215.
Okay. So Holden talked about this smaller team, but really talented. And I look around and I see a lot of familiar faces. And Coach talked about the indoor season. Are you confident in this group and the potential and what they can do?
I'm very confident. We've lost runners that have been better in the past, but we always manage to find strengths in other people.
Yeah, talk about the closeness of the group, and yeah, practices, they're not always the most fun thing, but they can be, and talk about how this group already, on the guys' side especially, is starting to fill in.
Most of the time, all the boys are really close in all the sports that we do.
Yeah.
We try to make it as fun as possible. Not really like too much care. We just go out there and try as hard as we can.
So if coach came up to you in a meet and said, Timothy, man, I got to have you throw the disc, would you do it?
I tried.
Well, there you go. That's a great answer. Well, good luck to you. Have fun. I appreciate you coming out. Caden Mendiola is a junior as well, and you're going to be the high jumper primarily, right?
Yeah.
What is kind of your, what can you jump right now? What do you want to jump by the end of the year?
I'm close to like the 5'10", 6 foot area right now, but I'm hoping to get 6'4" this year.
Wow, good for you. What's that take? Is it strength? Is it timing? Is it footwork? Is it all of that stuff?
It's a lot. It's mainly technique. Technique is the thing that helps the most. Our high jumper last year, Kyle Faust, he was really short, but he made it to state last year and he jumped 6'3".
Wow. What have you learned early on that you've gotten better at technique?
Definitely getting my approach down.
Okay.
That's helped a lot.
All right. And anything besides high jump that you'll be doing, just thrown in there to compete and fill some spots, or don't you know?
Maybe like 100, 200.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, enjoy it. Have a good time this year. And good luck. I hope you hit that 6'4". That would be awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Miranda Stone coming off a pretty good swimming season. Maybe not exactly what you wanted, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about track now, and a junior. And you're primarily a thrower?
Yeah.
All right. Prefer shot or disc?
Definitely discus.
Definitely the disc.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I'm just better at it.
Just,
Not put.
okay. All right. What would be kind of a PR distance you would be looking to get this year as a junior?
This season, I'm hoping to break the school record, which is 136.10.
130.
6'10".
Okay. And how close did you get last year?
Last year, I hit 114.4, but I worked a lot over the summer with my technique.
Yeah. So coach here, being a throwing coach, did he work a lot with you and to get footwork down, things like that?
Yeah, the footwork is definitely the most important part of the technique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And will you be doing anything other than throwing, or?
Probably not, but I wouldn't say for sure.
Yeah.
They tried to throw me in the 1 and 2 last year.
And that really wasn't your piece of cake or anything like that?
I don't run for a reason.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you have a good time, and I hope you get that school record. That would be great to put your name on the wall for sure.
Thank you.
You bet. Kai Capretta is a senior. Welcome to the show, and I don't think we've spoken since volleyball season. And you're going to be doing what for the team this year?
Shot put and discus.
Okay. All right. So, are you more of a shot or more of a disc? or-
I mean, it depends on the day. I like both, but I probably lean more towards discus.
Mm-hmm. All right. So is that something that you can challenge your friend there, Miranda, to get your name on?
Well, I just started last year, so I'm still relatively new, but I mean, I am aiming, to reach some of the goals that she's hitting.
Yeah. Yeah. So last year is your first year at track. What made you decide to come out for track?
I was really just trying to keep in shape for volleyball because I decided I wasn't going to play club, so I was looking for something else to do, and I wanted to try something new. I started running, and I hated it, so I was like, maybe throwing would be better.
Yeah.
I like throwing so much.
Yeah. What do you like about the group of girls that you're out there every day with in practice?
I mean, they definitely push me really hard. Like earlier, Miranda, she was pushing me to do better at bench, and she made me PR, so.
Good. Well, I appreciate you coming out, and I hope you have a great senior year. Your last official thing in high school. Is it gone fast? It's the senior year going fast for you.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, best of luck to you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And then junior Lincoln Tyrell, thanks for coming. It's good to see you again. And again, your specialties will be?
Hurdles and then discus.
Okay. And which specific distance of hurdles?
110.
110. That is your,
Yeah.
that's your
I don't do
go-to.
300.
All right. What's an ideal time for you?
Just trying to stay under 16 all year is the goal.
Okay. And I got to imagine, again, me not being a track person, but I would think that that's a timing thing, a footwork thing, because you don't want to cut down on your speed, but you don't want to be tripping over a hurdle as well, right? Who has the toughest hurdlers around here in the MOAC, as far as you're concerned?
In the MOAC, I want to say Highland has a good hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
And then, other than that, I'm not really sure.
Do you think much about early in the year getting down to Jesse Owens, or it's mainly one meet at a time, let me take care of business, and the rest will take care of itself?
I mean, it's always in the back of my head, but I'm going to go one meet at a time. Just focus on
Good.
today.
Good for you. I hope you stay healthy. You feel pretty good right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good for you. Well, stay healthy and enjoy the season. Much success to you. And Jack Hart, senior, it's good to see you since basketball season's over. And you'll be participating in what events this year?
The 100 and the 200.
Okay. Do you have a preference one over the other?
Not really. I enjoy both. Pretty much the same.
What's an ideal 100 time?
Try to stay in the low 11s, high 10s.
Okay, all right. Is this those two events you've run primarily in your career here at Gallion?
Yep.
Okay, that's really your specialty.
Yeah.
Will you do any relays or anything like that if they need it, or
Yeah.
just
4x1 especially, and I've done the 4x2 also.
Okay, all right. What do you like early on about your group of guys that you hang out with and are getting ready for the season?
Just how well we get along with each other, and the chemistry we've built since last year, with especially the relays, and especially early in the season when it's cold still.
Yeah.
And can be pretty crappy practices some days, but you just as long as you have your teammates to joke with or get through together, it's all okay.
Yeah, sure. Your classmate Kaya here said that the year's gone fast. Does it seem that way for you as well?
Yeah, it has.
That's crazy. I mean, soccer and then basketball, right? And now track. And have you guys got the countdown on number of days of class yet?
Well, mine is different from his because I take college classes, so I only go 2 days a week, but I'm pretty sure that I have 12 days I actually have to go in.
Yeah, right.
It's early May. I know that.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, enjoy your final experience here at Gallion, and I hope it's a good one for you, and I hope a lot of you can get down to Jesse Owens for sure.
Thanks.
Take one final break. We'll come back and talk to Coach Scribner to wrap it up here. Brought to you in part by Stephen Chuck Keller at Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown Gallion and Crestline. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center, next to the golf course in Bucyrus, and Joe Climate Associates at the Gallion office, First Federal Bank of Ohio. We talked a little bit about the MOAC. We always know Shelby's pretty good. Highland now in the league will be tough. Any other specific teams that will compete for that league title?
Marion Harding's, of course, tough, and I mean the league meets there at Marion Harding, so they got that, I guess you could say, home field advantage there. But
right.
Yeah, Marion Harding's pretty tough. I mean, you got to give props to Ontario. Mike Lyons has done great things over there.
Yeah, for sure.
So of course, like you said, Shelby. Pretty good league, like
Yeah.
I said.
But it's different than other sports because you're not having a dual meet against those teams all the time.
Yeah.
You're having so many invitationals. And speaking of that, weather permitting, Saturday, March 25th at Colonel Crawford with a bunch of other programs there, and then you'll go over to the Elks Invitational on April 1st, which is always a grand event if there's no snow and it's not freezing cold and windy. I have another one here, April 13th, Ontario Relays. Of course, April 15th, the Mihawk Relays over in Mansfield. That's a huge event with not only top teams around here, but they even get some from out of state, out of country. They have some Canadian teams, I think, come down on occasion. You have the Shelby invite April 29th, and then the Buckeye Central invite May 2nd. So a lot of good opportunities. And do you like that, to just see a whole bunch of different other athletes?
I mean, yeah, with a lot of the invites that we go to, I mean, we go to Perkins. We're going to see a lot of those teams that we're going to see at districts, regionals. So that's a good meet to go see where we're at, athlete-wise. I mean, also, building, taking over the program and, trying to build something of my own. One of the biggest things I wanted to do, when I talked to, Mr. Bond, I said, I want kids, we want the numbers. I want to add meets so everybody's competing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you looked at our schedule the last 2 years, it's invite, and only your top two or your best relay teams go to them. But we want everybody competing. So we've added a couple of meets that we can get those, younger kids to go out and start working with them. So
Sure.
build our future as well.
Good, good. Well, I hope it's a great experience for you in your first year, and I hope you have a lot of kids that are successful, not only locally, but hopefully on down the road for sure. All right, well, hey, coming up, going on right now, anybody got an Ohio State basketball score? Any idea? They got to win 5 straight to get into the NCAA tournament. I don't think it's going to happen, but they are playing right now against Wisconsin. Tomorrow, we'll have Cleveland Guardians preseason baseball against the San Diego Padres at 3:05. Unless Ohio State wins today, then we would have them on. Friday, just depends. If they keep winning, we would have Ohio State throughout. Saturday, we have Cleveland Guardians preseason baseball again against San Diego with coverage beginning at 3:05. Thanks to everybody here at Gallion High School, especially Athletic Director Kyle Bond. Thank you to my camera operator, John Kreider, and Gallion spring coaches, baseball coach Ken Fagan and his team, softball coach Doug Hunt and his team, and track and field coach Ryan Scribner and his team. Thanks to our sponsors, most of all of you for tuning in and listening on the WQEL Facebook page and the Crawford County Now YouTube page. Final time here at Gallion High School for WQEL Sports. This has been Mike Sparks reminding you, spirit with a vision is a dream with a mission. Have a good night, everybody.